Okay. You're back to playing?
Yep.
Okay. So the minute they grab it and they try to free themselves, I'm not going to resist you. I'm going to let you go where you want to go. Go where you want to go. So that's going to help me open these doors. Because once this hand's out over here, now try to get your arm out. So that's going to leave me the mobility to exit to your back. Now, if you try to sit up and take it that way, even with your grip, you got my whole weight hanging on your elbow. So what happens is wherever you decide to go is where I'm going to go with it. Okay? So let's say you start to sit up to free it. I'm able to kick it over here. This allows an overhook. Gi or no gi, I have this overhook. Get your arm out. Okay. So now that I have that overhook, what do you want to do? I'm not gonna get overzealous and step over your, So I'm gonna start trying to free my arm and get this grip so I can clamp. Notice the pinch of the knees. What do you feel like doing to save your hand? To save your hand, you have to then make yourself vulnerable. I don't let go of that overhook yet. The only time I'm going to let go of that overhook is once I feel like I've got a good pinch, I can come up. Now you can't even keep your arm down if you tried, right? And that allows this push here to be very deep, right? So once this hand is here, reverse Kimura grip here. It's very important that I grab my armrest. It's very important that I look for this option if you don't feel like you have a strong flex in your wrist, then I want to try to trap it. But I don't let go of this. Some people make the mistake of letting go. They get to here and then you pop your elbow out. Right? So let's say I get this deep into it, I flex it out, now try to free your elbow. Why can't you? Because this hand is still keeping you in. Okay, so now you go to punch me. I still can steer with it. Right? I might have to kick my body over to steer with it, but that option's still going to be there. So the reverse Kimura grip, or that 201 grip, here has this option, has this option, has this option. Okay, you go to save it. Okay, it has this option. Okay, which is going to help me clear space or even lock up or go to your back, right? Also, too, sometimes when you put your hands there and you go to save it, sometimes that opens up a free arm drag as well. Okay, notice the clamp of the legs. Never forget you have legs. So, also, from this grip, when you go to save yourself, if you're going that way, I'll go that way. So then, of course, you're going to try to force it out the other way. I'll go this way. What happens this way? You try to bring your elbow back and save it, which allows the attack. Or sometimes we can get it out far enough over here to where now I can get my armpit trapped over it. So now, of course, you're going to wiggle and try to save it. But if I can grab a gi or skin, okay, that's going to allow my arm bar to get a good bite there. Okay. Also, that works for on a stand-up. If you have a knife, if you have a gun, granted, no knife move is fail-safe. If they have a knife, you're going to bleed. If you can outrun them, you're probably going to get cut. But you can't be unreactive at all if you find yourself in this position, because they're going to get you, right? So when that knife is coming in, if you can hold that hand and they're still trying to stick you, keep trying to stab me, I can still try to get that 2-on-1. Whether it's like this or like this, with the 2-on-1. So as you try to free yourself, my hand has to push onto your gut. Okay? Which now allows me. Now, a lot of people say, oh, let's take it back from here. Let's learn to do this in one fluid motion. Because if you start to take my back from here, okay, go ahead and take my back. Okay? I need to get my weight up on you. Trap it or attack the wrist. But I'm not just going to give it to you, right? Because I have the motion in the first place. That's when I go back. So if you have the back of my neck, we use, Williams this way. You grab it here. Okay? Same thing. Okay? But I need to, my forehead, my right shoulder needs to be in between your feet while punching your hand in the ground. Okay? Now again, this might just travel me to side control. I'll play it as I land it. But if I can get a hold of that hand, and I can get that 2-on-1, I don't want to hesitate on sitting out of it and keeping my back as well. If somebody has a butterfly, okay, we go for butterfly, and you go to sweep me. What do we all do? We go for escapes. We're trying to pass. We're looking for our passes. We're hopping, we're jumping, we're trying to get out, right? We're doing all of our good stuff that we're taught. Instead, the minus 6 one's going to time off as a defense. So why don't I tell myself, oh, as soon as you sit into it, here goes the sweep. Instead of resisting, I know which way we're going by the way you grabbed me, right? So here, pushing is useless because you expect that. But the minute you go into the sweep, how about I let you, and I just bump that knee. Just knee tap it. So you go for the sweep. I'll just let your self ramp through it. So even if you went for that second bite, you know, if you go in, but then you go in second one, and you get in far. Go ahead. And you come in, and I get out to here. Why don't I just drop my chest in, give you the sweep, go ahead, and bump that knee, right? Once I have this, I have many exits from it, but I mean, I have this position here where it's going to be easy to attack, take it back, get fancy, right? Or get back in. Go for it. Go for the sweep. Right? So you get to here. I now also can go here. I can trap, step out, and then get to my side control attack. Instead of trying to pass the butterfly, I should embrace it. Because there's a lot of good butterfly fighters. If somebody dives into butterfly, they're not new. If they're not new, that means their chances are high. So they dive into butterfly on me, I already think, uh-oh, I know how to pass it. I can do over-unders. You know, I can get my bicep control. I can pretend that we're rolling every night on the mat. Okay? I can look for my passes. I can collapse a knee. Or, I see you coming into butterfly, I can go ahead and belly through it. Once I belly through it, a lot can happen from here, right? Because once I get to here, and I got this collapsed, you know, a lot of movements can take place. You know, other approaches, if I'm able to fend you off and I get it, boom, I should come up. Never like this, because I kick the feet out. Kick them straight up to the ceiling, yeah, break them out. I'm going to push down. And I'm going to push in. If I do it here, you have a lot of strength, right? If I do it here, you feel like your knees don't really do as much. So go ahead and try to do it, right? Okay? So how about I step in the middle? So I'll step in the middle and I'll bring my chest down on my knee a little bit. What do you feel like doing? Because I'm turning your hips away. What do you feel like doing? You feel like straight hipping away from me and letting the knee cut come through. So anyway, just a handful of things we can work on.